Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Dogbite and today I decided we should do something different. I just got today a Lost Caverns of Ixalan gift edition bundle, and I figured, hey, let's go through it and stuff, because I'm a fan of Magic the Gathering. I mentioned it a couple of times. I've not really done any Magic the Gathering stuff on this channel, and I don't intend to. I never really did intend to. But I figured it'd be fun, and plus it gives me something to do and put out at the minute, because I think Portal is currently running when I record this, and I've had a couple of bits going on. I've been to London this past weekend and stuff, so it's also helping me out having something to do that doesn't require me sitting down for a good few hours to record like a game or something. My desk is a mess, and you will probably see that at some point during this video. I am not apologizing for it. I am just moving stuff out of the way and carrying on. Just to say that Lost Caverns of Ixalan, of course, is all about dinosaurs, and you can have... there we go. And we can have the Jurassic Park cards in here. I have a Lost Caverns of Ixalan bundle that I got, and that is in this box here. Pretty nice box, but this one seems like it's going to be different, and I didn't expect it to be different. I just expected it to have a collector booster in it, which is what this is supposed to have, which is why it's a gift bundle, as well as the fact that the box, like the outer packaging, is nicer. But the box itself, I think, has this pattern on it. But yeah, let's not waste any more time with me yammering on about stuff and pull that very nice cardboard seal. So I watched a video recently of why is that bent? That sucks. A video recently of Tellurian Community College with the professor, and he bought a collector booster box, which is insane to me because that is a lot of money, and he went through guessing all the prices and stuff on cards. I have absolutely no claim to know that much about Magic. I just play it and I enjoy playing it, and I have lots of decks that do fun stuff. My main one actually is my cat deck, which creates token cats and smashes face, which is great. I like this little poster. It's a shame that got bent, actually. Kind of seems like someone just wasn't paying the attention they normally do when they put that in. Be nice to have a little Jurassic Park, although I don't really... It'd be nicer without all of the trademarks on it and stuff, but I'm not going to complain because this is the main thing. And like I said, it is a different box, which is pretty good. And also the magic symbol, the Planeswalker logo, actually has a mosquito in it, which is very nice. It's the only one of these boxes I have that's shiny. I have plenty of them. I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have at least 10 just hanging around. And this is going to be the fun stuff. We've got the counters and the, I believe, Mosasaurus. Mosasaur? I can't remember the name of it. That's annoying me because I used to be a huge fan of dinosaurs. And also, everybody's favourite Sam L. Jackson part, the guy from Jurassic Park. I have that card actually. I got that card in my other bundle. I like popping counters, so I'm just going to get this out of the way now. But yeah, that is a really cool counter spell. I'll put it up on screen because I can't remember specifically what it does, but I remember, I think it's white-blue, and it stops it counters a spell and stops people from casting for the rest of turn, I believe. But we'll see. This is stupid. Why did I do this? Why did I not wait? As you can tell, I've never really done an unboxing video before, unless you watch my YouTube channel about, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, in which case I did Loot Crate unboxing videos, which you will not be able to find anymore because I was a cringe teenager and less of a cringe. I'm a slightly less cringe adult now, so so it doesn't happen as much. But yeah, these counters are pretty handy. I like them. I keep them around. I use these as dividers in my collection, because obviously they'd fit in most card boxes, which you can't complain about really. Anyway, the real stuff, the real deal, is all in there, and this is the dice for this set. Everything else that I got out of my other sorry, I'll hold that closer to the camera. Everything else that I got out of my other bundle is still in the box. Oh, that's not focusing. There we go. Pretty nice. It's like an actual amber dice as well, which is cool. The other one I have is just solid red and white. Something I will note as well. I started playing Magic in 2013 when these were still called Fat Packs, and I started playing during Theros, actually, so I have a Theros Fat Pack and stuff like that. Premium bundle gift, and then regular bundle. Cool. I didn't get any of these lands in my regular bundle, so why that is labeled regular bundle, I don't know. I played in 2013 when Theros came out, the first Theros, and I got some pretty good cards, and I kept them for years. Or was it 2014? I have an M14 Jace, so I guess I played 2013, 14 and stuff. I played for a couple of years, and then I stopped playing for a few years. And then when I was around 20, I started playing again. So I've been playing for regularly for about 3 years, although I haven't played much this year, because of my local game store having plenty of people in there that weren't always showing up to game nights and things like that. So it got really popular for a while, and then everybody sort of dropped off at once, and it really sucked because I was enjoying it. But premium bundle gift. Let's start with this wax paper packaging, which again wasn't even in the other one. But we've got Hit the Motherlode. These cards are all bent. That absolutely sucks. Straight out of the pack. Life Finds a Way. Enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, populate. Create a token that's a copy of a creature token you control. That might be useful in my cat's deck. Although my cats are all 2/2s, so I guess not. And then, of course, we have all of these lovely foil bent lands. Why is it curled? That straight out of the bat, that is just curled. And just to show how annoying it is, I have a bunch of sleeves here for my stuff, so that if I find anything that I really like or think might be valuable, I can sleeve it up, keep it safe. Especially because in this pack we have a collector booster. I should probably have gone through what is in this pack, but this is basically everything you will get in a regular bundle. You get all of the set boosters, you get your dice, you get your counters, you get your premium card, which will be obviously this one, and mine in my bundle was in a single plastic wrapper, so I'm not sure why these are in wax paper bags or whatever. But I can't complain, you know, not too much anyway. It's a brand new product, and it should definitely be in better condition than this on arrival. But again, I can't complain too much because I got this on pre-order, so I did not pay the full like £72 it was last time I checked. I only paid like 47 or something. But yes, what we're going to do, we're going to go through these set boosters, these 8, and then we're going to move on to the collector booster last. And that's the difference between this and other stuff. So in my other bundle you get, I think I got a... Oh no, I didn't. I bought a Precon deck, which was the Velociraptor deck, which was Naya Dinosaurs, which is, if you don't know, Naya is white, red, green These are very pretty. They don't look like lands at all, but they're very pretty. Yeah, I got the Naya Dinosaurs deck, and that came with like a collector booster like sample where it's just 2 cards. And one of them I got a Simic dragon. I really can't remember what it's called. I'll throw it up on screen now. But that was pretty cool. And a friend of mine, Chris, and we had decided that we would build Simic decks and have like a Simic deck battle. So I was kind of excited about pulling something pretty cool for that. I'll put these lands with the others, and we will get the first pack. Going back to what I said earlier, obviously I have not done an unboxing video before, which I guess is what this is. So, although I've seen what people do with cards and stuff like that, I don't know if I'm doing what everybody else does, if I'm doing it right. I know I'm absolutely demolishing this packet right now. Which I don't normally do. I normally open them pretty sensibly. But, just get my rubbish. There we go. I know that there's like a certain thing that people do where they lift up the last card first and stuff. But, you know, I'm not like that. And it's not something that I do. This is super cool. Ixalan, Deepest Growth, as the art card. That's pretty nice. Hidden Cataract, enters the battlefield tapped. And pay 4 and a blue, tap, sacrifice it, discover 4. Okay. I'm not going to go through all of these because I've seen a lot of them already. And I know a lot of people are more interested in the big cards at the back, which is where most of the money is in packs and stuff like that. But just so that you guys know exactly what I got, I'll at least reel off the names. So Dinotomaton, little artifact creature, a Relic's Roar. Some of these I haven't seen before, like this one, so I'll probably take a second to read them as well. I'll try not to just go silent and actually read them out myself. Until end of turn, target artifact or creature becomes a dinosaur artifact creature with base power toughness 4/3 in addition to its other types. That's quite cool. So yeah, if you are unaware as well, Lost Caverns of Ixalan is all about dinosaurs, and also the pre-con decks are vampires, merfolk, and stuff like that. But as you can probably tell, dinosaurs is the big thing, which is why they did Jurassic Park stuff as well. Or Jurassic World, sorry. Even though the franchise I do consider to just be Jurassic Park. Yeah, so we have Acrobatic Leap, Merfolk Cave Diver, Glowcap Lantern, a C-Note Scout, Idol of the Deep King, which turns into Sovereigns. I'm not going to try and read that, because that is the one thing I'm terrible at, reading Aztec words. But when Idol of the Deep King enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. And you can craft it, which I'm not super a big fan of, like the whole crafting with artifacts thing, but here we are. Caparocti Sunhorn, I can't tell, his hair's in the way. I hate that about these cards. They look awesome, don't get me wrong, this art looks amazing. But that, like, who's gonna know? Like, I mean, it says Sunborn in the flavor text and the card text, but that's not the point. Like, you should be able to know from the top. Otherwise, why put his name at the top if it's just going to be here, you know? Whenever he attacks, you may tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do, discover 3. Why has my computer turned off? That is not great. Never mind, it's back. Sentinel of the Nameless City. Whenever Sentinel of the Nameless City enters the battlefield or attacks, create a map token. Okay, cool. And map tokens are an artifact with pay 1 and tap it, sacrifice it, target creature you control explores, activate only as a sorcery. Shipwreck Sentry, human pirate, defender with 3/3. As long as an artifact enters the battlefield under your control this turn, Shipwreck Sentry can attack as though it didn't have defender. Okay. Fairy Harbinger. Now this is a list card. Flash flying, when it enters, well, it comes into play, you may search your library for a fairy card, reveal it, then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. That's quite cool. I'm not sure what set that is. That symbol there. But yeah, that's alright. 2/2 with flash flying for 4. That's not too bad, and especially with the ability there as well to find other fairies. That's quite good. I get quite a bit of luck with list cards. I got like a Sensei's Divining Top, a Vampiric Tutor, stuff like that. So, you know, I get quite a little bit of luck with them, but not always. Sometimes I'll get stuff and I'm just like, what the hell is this? And I don't know what some of them are either, so sometimes it's really expensive, sometimes it just isn't. But what I was saying before about people doing this in a certain way is that they do this, where they remove this back thing and then like they remove the QR code or token or whatever you call it, and then they work their way from the front or something. I'm not going to do that because I really have no idea what the hell people do that for, other than to like build suspense. Another nice art card there. We get a Hidden Courtyard. Basically does the same as the what was it called? The Hidden Cataract, but in white. A Disruptor Wonderglyph. Whenever it attacks, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Quite cool against return decks. If you can get that to happen enough times. Cogwork Wrestler, artifact creature. Enters the battlefield, target creature gets -2/-0, and it has flash as well. That's pretty good for maybe saving your ass in a kill shot situation, especially for 1 blue. Thousand Moons Crackshot. Whenever it attacks, you may pay 3 with 2 generic and 1 white, and when you do, tap target creature. Thousand Moons Infantry. That is something I should remember as well. Set boosters are all a theme. Each card in a set booster of the 12 is a theme. It like follows a theme. So this will all be Thousand Moons and, you know, white and blue stuff like that. Whereas, you know, the other one was sort of all over the place. It had all the colours in there, actually, I think. It even had black with Rampaging Spiketail, which I'm pretty sure I didn't read out, apologies. But Thousand Moons Infantry. Untap Thousand Moons Infantry during each other player's untap step. That's pretty cool, especially if you can get some good stuff on it. Enchantments and artifacts wise, equipments. Hermetic Nautilus gets +3/-3 until end of turn, and it's a 1/4. Okay. Cavernous Maw, Land Cave. Caves are also new to the set, I think. It's basically just taps for 1 generic, or you can pay 2 and have it do stuff, or you can pay a certain amount and have it do other stuff. In this case, it becomes a 3/3 elemental until end of turn. It's still a cave land, and activate only if the number of other caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard is 3 or greater. Okay. Next we have Bookmanback, The Great Mistake. It's a 5-cost Dimir legendary creature, skeleton horror, with vigilance and menace, and descend 8. Return it from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, and only as a sorcery. Okay. A finality counter, so if a finality counter is on a creature and that creature dies, instead of going to your graveyard, it gets exiled instead. I should point out as well, the one I'm really hoping for is the Ohatak. Is it Ohatak? The white god, basically, that triples tokens. Because obviously everybody wants that. It's super powerful. Everything normally doubles tokens, but that triples them. Probably costs a fair bit as well, considering what cards like Doubling Season and Parallel Lives cost, which only double stuff. But yeah, I'm really hoping for it. And apparently Cavern of Souls is like the other one as well that people are really wanting out of this set, but I guess we'll see. Belligerent Yearling. Trample another dinosaur. Whenever another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have belligerent yearlings. Jesus Christ. Belligerent yearlings' base power become equal to that creature's power until end of turn. That's pretty cool for a 2-drop. It's very nice. Yeah, the reason I want the token tripler is obviously to go in the cat deck because I have things like Mondrak Glory Dominus. I have Parallel Lives in that deck that I pulled from Wilds of Eldraine. And I also, like, the main win condition of that deck is Perforos, God of the Forge from Theros. And basically what he does is whenever a creature comes in, he deals, under your control, he deals 2 damage to each opponent. So I make a token, Ginny Fae, Jet me a second, turns that token into a cat. And it gets doubled by all of the other stuff I have in there. So basically I make 10 cats at once. Everybody takes 20 damage from Perforos, you know? So it's not even attacking, but if I want to attack, I can with it. And this next one is a Jurassic Park card, you can see on the total. And it is Owen Grady, Raptor Trainer. Cool. And it's extended art too, that's very nice. It pairs with blue, Loyal Raptor. Put your choice of Menace, Trample, Reach, or Haste counter on target dinosaur. Activate only as a sorcery. This has to go in the Velociraptor deck, I think, because that is awesome. That's a pretty cool ability. And then, oh, we have a different Oha. So these are the things I was talking about. And this one, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, it gains Rebound. So it exiles it as it resolves, and at the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast it from exile without paying its mana cost. Which is super strong, because you could basically just get double sorceries all the time, especially ones that give you like extra turns and stuff, which is a big thing in blue. That is super cool. And when it dies, return it to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control with 3 time counters on it. So let's see what we get with the time counters. It becomes the Temple of Cyclical Time. You can tap it for blue. Oh no, you tap it for blue and remove a time counter from it. You can pay 2 and a blue, tap it, transform it, and activate only if it has no time counters on it. So basically for 3 turns, it turns to this, and then it turns back into this creature. That is insane, and I am definitely sleeving that thing right away. Because I will put prices up for things like this, I think. I'll look them up on Card Market or on Archidect, which is where I have all of my card collection currently. I'm also going to sleeve Owen Grady. And probably the Belligerent Yearling. Purely because I really like that art and I want to... I have... oh, and also a lot of these cards, actually. This was a really good pack. I like it. A lot of people don't know this, but... You know, well, a lot of people wouldn't notice anyway, but I had to get a new keyboard this past weekend because I, like an idiot, was on a phone call on Discord and I had a big drink right here on my desk, just right in front of me, and I reached over to get to my mic controls because the person couldn't hear me properly, and I just pushed the glass and a pint of my drink just went pretty much all over my keyboard on my desk, which was brilliant. So I had to order a new keyboard. It was completely buggered. I took it apart, I tried cleaning it, but I think the ground wire has come out, so I need to get a soldering iron, which I never got, even though I said I was going to get one ages ago, and try and fix it, but also I needed a keyboard, so I had to buy a new one anyway. Alright, let's move on to Greedy Freebooter, the last card out of this. And it's foil as well, which is nice. Whenever it dies, scry 1. Oh, sorry, when it dies, scry 1 and create a treasure token. Okay, so it's a 1/1 for 1. Gives you a little treasure token as well when you swing with it, which is pretty cool. Because there's not really much to be scared of there, so people would just block it and give you that treasure token, really. Or you could just kill it yourself. It's in black, so sacrificing it's probably the way to go. And that is a pretty good creature to have to sacrifice. Now, we have another transform card at the back of this, but I am going to not look at it yet. Some of the cards in this set are really pretty, but I feel like... Because, I mean, look at this art. This is amazing. This is Resplendent Angel, which it looks awesome. But also, that seems like too much for a Magic card. Like, again, I watched the professor's video on Tellurian Community College opening collector boosters, and he was saying, like, you know, it's pretty much just too much colour, like, for a Magic card. And he's been playing the game a lot longer than I have, I imagine. But I agree. Like, I look at my old cards and I see, you know, like, really intricate art and stuff like that that looks awesome, but is, like, you know, kind of faded sometimes in colour. And it's not just because the cards are old, it's because they were like that when I got them. But I don't mind that. That looks really good to me. So, you know, I'd rather have them look good than look like too much. And he was making a similar point in his video where he was saying, like, you know, it's just too much. It doesn't look like a Magic card. Same as these lands. He said they look like QR codes. And I mean, that kind of does, but that's just because of, like, the maze that they have on the floor there. But also, like, you know, that is a reference to these as well, which are known as, like, QR codes or whatever, because a lot of them have QR codes on them for MCG Arena and things like that. Okay, but yeah, okay. Let's move on to this. We have Hidden Necropolis. Enters the battlefield tapped, and it has the same ability as the other two. It's a nice cave. Scheming Phantom. Cool, it's a 3-drop with flying, and whenever it attacks, mill a card. Also a super useful thing in black, I guess. Another chance. You may mill 2 cards and return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty cool. Join the Dead. It's an instant. Target creature is -5/-5 until end of turn, and you descend 4. That creature gets -10/-10 till end of turn instead if there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. For a 3-drop, that is pretty insane. Like, it could come in really handy if you're playing against, like, a Voltron deck or something. Or like a super big creatures deck. Maybe not a Voltron deck. Okay. Fungal Fortitude. 2-drop enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +2/+0. And when it dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Pretty cool. I've gone too far. Mineshaft Spider. I get that you can't really see these, but a lot of people aren't interested in these cards anyway. I also don't have, like, the top down that people have for these sort of videos. That's another thing they do. They get a camera way up high that's looking directly down on this stuff, which makes it easier to see, and they can sort of hold it up and sit back and just sort of talk and look at the cards. But that's kind of why I'm doing this, even though this would be more ideal, really, for you. But, again, I've never done this before, relax. Reach. When Mineshaft Spider enters the battlefield, you may mill 2 cards. Oh, brilliant. One I can't say. It's Quinth. Okay. Firstborn of Gishath. Oh, cool. When Firstborn of Gishath enters the battlefield, you may pay 2. When you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. That is pretty useful. Earthshaker Dreadmaw. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other dinosaur you control. Also pretty cool. My screen has turned itself off again. Brilliant. It does it every 15 minutes, so I know I've been doing this for half an hour now. Wow, yeah, like bang on half an hour of recording. Rampaging Ceratops. Can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. That's cool. And then we have Bartolome del Presidio. Vampire Knight in black-white. I don't know all the colour combo names. I know Is It is red-blue. I know Naya is red, white, and green, because that's my favourite. I know Demir is black-blue, because it's just super easy to remember. I know Golgari is green-black, because again, super easy to remember. But anyway, Bartolome, sacrifice another creature or artifact, put +1/+1 counter on him. Okay. And we get a tap line with Restless Ridgeline. It enters the battlefield tapped, obviously. And it goes for green or red. And then our artifact foil at the back is an inverted iceberg. When it enters the battlefield, mill a card, then draw a card. Craft with an artifact for 6, Jesus, and transform it to be Iceberg Titan, which is a 6/6 golem. Whenever it attacks, you may tap or untap target artifact or creature. That is pretty cool. And we get a Merfolk token at the back with Hexproof. Very nice. Cool. Let's go on to the next one, I guess. I am really hoping for... I believe it is Oha Tak, but the other Oha... I'm really hoping for it, because it would really make everybody that plays against me mad. Because I already have enough cat generation in that deck. And it's purely thanks to Streets of New Capenna, my absolute favourite. We get Nice Island in this one. And a Compass Gnome, which is an artifact creature. And when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card or a cave card. Reveal it and shuffle and put it into your... and put that card on top. So cave cards seem really useful. Same as like snow-covered lands. Because if you destroy all lands, you can't destroy all snow-covered lands. Right? I seem to remember that being how it worked. But we also have a Hotfoot land. Another target creature gains haste until end of turn. Alltech Archaeologists. When it enters the battlefield, choose one. Return target artifact from your graveyard to your hand, or scry 3. That's probably one of the white-black combo cards. Tinker's Tote. When it enters the battlefield, create 2/1/1 colorless gnome artifacts. That's pretty cool. Not very useful considering it's a 3-drop. And you can sacrifice it to gain 3 life for 1, but it's not the best really in white. Helping Hand. For 1 white, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That's okay. Depends on if you have any strong stuff. That would be useful in my commander deck because Ginny Fey, again, is Naya, so that has white in it. I might keep that to one side actually, just to see. Because a lot of people don't like me. Because if you take Ginny Fey out, that deck makes a lot of tokens, but it doesn't specifically make cats, which is the point. Though it doesn't specifically make creatures, a lot of it makes treasure tokens and stuff like that. So it is important to have them turn into creatures so that they can trigger Perforos. And Ginny Fey is really the main way that happens. So it'd be useful to be able to bring her back and not have to pay commander tax as much. Because it's a very fast deck, so people get rid of her as soon as possible, actually, if they can. Let's see, Dauntless Dismantler. Artifacts your opponent's control have enter the battlefield tap. That's quite useful in this set, I guess, because there's a lot of artifacts. 2 separate X costs and 1 white to sacrifice it and destroy each artifact with mana value X. Okay. Got a Guardian of the Great Door, 2-drop white. As an additional cost to cast this spell, tap 4 untapped artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control for flying and a 4/4 for 2. That's not the best, but not the worst, I guess. I mean, I used to have Norin the Wary in that deck, in my cat deck, purely because every time someone did something, he would trigger, and every turn someone would take 2 damage, because in the end step, Norin would come back to the game. He's a great card. Everybody would hate him. Geological Appraiser. When Geological Appraiser enters the battlefield, if you cast it, discover 3. Cool. A Teclan Landmark. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2. Craft an artifact to turn it into a Teclan Levitator. And again, this set, I guess, is a Teclans. Whenever it attacks target attacking creature without flying, gains flying until end of turn. That's quite useful. We have a Jade Light Spelunker with an X cost and 1 green. When it enters the battlefield, if it explores X times. Sorry. Okay, cool. Tendril of the Myco-Tyrant. That sounds horrible. Put 7+1/+1 counters on target non-creature land you control. If it becomes a 0/0 fungus creature with haste, it's still a land. That is insane. You can just make all of your lands into 7/7s for 7 mana. Christ. And then we get a list card. And this list is a human noble called Charming Prince. Whenever he enters the battlefield, you choose one. Scry 2, gain 3 life. Exile another target creature you own, return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. Pretty good flicker ability for 2 mana. I think I have a copy of him already, actually, somewhere. But this little pile is sort of going to be like useful in other decks for me. Next set, we're about halfway through now. And this video is probably going to be cut down, but I guess we'll see. And this really nice looking thing is nothing useful. It's simply a little golem. But let's carry on. This is very nice. I like this. Looks pretty cool. I'm guessing she's a vampire. I am not reading that Italian name. Captivating Cave. Land, it adds 1 mana of any colour if you pay 1 and tap, and you can sacrifice it to put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery, that's pretty cool. A Seeker of Sunlight. River Herald Guide. Miner's Guidewing. Rumbling Rockslide. Cartographer's Companion, which is a gnome, even though it looks like a mana rock. Might of the Ancestors enchantment. Beginning of combat, each target creature you control gains +2/+2 in vigilance until end of turn. And Kutzil, Malamet Exemplar. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. That is a super useful ability. Whenever one or more creatures you control, each with power... What? Whenever one or more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Oh, okay, so every like modified creature with a +1/+1 or something like that. That's pretty good. Can't cast spells during your turn. Super useful. It saved my life last game that I played because my cat gen just didn't happen, and I happened to get a Dragon Lord Dramoka on the field, and it just completely saved my ass because like all of my stuff was about to like be destroyed and taken, and I was about to die. But I managed to swing in for lethal, and my opponent couldn't fog because of Dramoka. So super useful, yeah. Malamet Warscribe. When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. And then we have a Scytheclaw Raptor. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, the Raptor deals 4 damage to them. That is pretty cool. And I'm going to stick that to there, actually, because that might be super useful. And we have a Thousand Moon Smithy. With a lot of words. This is a lot of words for a magic card. Legendary Artifact. When Thousand Moon Smithy enters the battlefield, create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control. That in itself is enough text. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do, transform Thousand Moon Smithy. And Thousand Moon Smithy turns into Barracks of the Thousand, which taps for white. And whenever you cast an artifact or creature spell during using mana produced by Barracks of the Smithy, Barracks of the Thousand, oh my god, create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token with blah 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 blah. Oh my, that is just too much. It's too much words. Just say create token. That's it. You don't have to say create certain token that does all of this. Artifact equipment from Diamond Pickaxe. Nice. I can finally play Minecraft in Magic the Gathering. That is exactly what I always wanted. It's indestructible. And a quick creature gets +1/+1, and whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. That is pretty useful for mana ramp, especially with it costing 1 and being equipped 2. and I can tap sack. Oh, that just says what a treasure token does, which is tap sack and create a mana of any color. That's pretty cool. I like that. See, that's perfect. That is a perfect thing, because it's a bit of a meme. You know, you got a diamond pickaxe like it's Minecraft. Oh wow, it's the first one that we've had tokens on the back of in a while. Well, the first one that I've had tokens on the back of in a while. It's the first one of this box. I think the last time that happened, it was Kamigawa. It's nice having some actual finality counters, though. That's super useful. Because it's a bit hard to keep track of for me. This, again, super awesome art on these. Too much art. That is too much stuff going on for a Magic card. Like, this is pretty perfect. I mean, it's super colourful and vibrant, and it's borderless, but it is pretty good for a borderless card. This is Starving Revenant, and yes, these are art cards. They're designed to be pieces of art that you have. It looks like a pixie that lives in a digital world that's kidnapping babies. You know, like it's too much. It's too much. Okay. The Millennium Calendar. Here we go. This is something nice. Whenever you untap one or more permanents during your untap step, put that many counters on. Oh, put that many time counters on the Millennium Calendar. Double the number of time counters on the Millennium Calendar for 2 in a tap. And then, when there are 1,000 or more time counters on the Millennium Counter, sacrifice it and each opponent loses 1,000 life. That is so dumb. I'm glad it only casts 1. I actually love it though, so let's that's so stupid. I feel like if I really put my mind to it, I could make it so this is my win con. That would be so funny. And then we have a Petrify. Enchant artifact creature, can't attack or block, and the activate ability can't be activated. They've done this, so this is Petrify. When I was playing Theros, it was Pacifism. Me and my friend who I started playing with, we had like a joke between us that he was like, "Oh, I'm going to play Pacifism," and I would just tell him to die because I hated it. I hated Pacifism because I was playing a precon deck called Manipulative Monstrosities, which obviously requires a lot of creatures, and it's in blue, so there's no ramp. And he was pacifying all of my like big creatures and stuff, and it was back before I really knew sort of how to play. I knew how the turns worked, I enjoyed doing it, but I didn't really know how to play in a sense of like how to build decks properly and how synergy and things like that works, and that, you know, big creatures attacking people is not the only way to make them lose life. This is a nice little art card. Another mountain. A Shipwreck Sentry again. A Breakish Blunder. A Dead Weight. Enchanted creature gets -2/-2. An Unlucky Drop. Target artifact or creature's owner puts it on top of the or bottom of their library. Why would they pick top? Why would they pick bottom if like they've already got it on the field? That's interesting to me. A Greedy Freebooter. Eaten by Piranhas. Ooh. Enchantment. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a black skeleton creature. Jesus. Base power and toughness 1/1. That's the same as Witness Protection, but I think it's cheaper. Witness Protection was from Streets of New Capenna, and it was target creature becomes a 1/1 with no powers or abilities called Legitimate Business Person, which is quite funny. Forgotten Monument, Land Cave. Vanguard of the Rose, a Vampire Knight. Pay 1, sacrifice another creature or artifact, and Vanguard of the Rose gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. So what's the point? Cutzil, Malamet Exemplar. This is a cool looking card, but that is a lot of stuff. And that is the same as the one that I've got over here as well. Nice. Tishana's Tidebinder. When it enters the battlefield, counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability, and it has flash as well, so that's pretty useful. But it is a 3-drop, so maybe not so much. Another Fungal Fortitude and a little double face card, which aren't that useful really. I've never really used them, but they're not the worst things to have, I guess, in any given situation. So this is our last set booster pack before we get onto the collector booster. And we have a hidden volcano, daring discovery, a sunfire torch, a Razka puzzle door. Yep, I said that right. A volatile wonder glyph. That looks cool. See, this is what I mean. This is cool. This kind of art where it's like it's just showing you the creature and what it does. Like, you know, it allows you to imagine these creatures. You know, like a good braid, a zoetic glyph, enchanted artifacts. When enchanted artifact is a golem creature with base power and toughness 5/4 in addition to its other types. When it's put into the graveyard from the battlefield, discover 3. That's not too bad. Akawali, the Seething Tower. Descend 4. And Descend 8. Oh, wow. And that's Golgari there. Synapse Necromage, Fungus Wizard. When it dies, create 2 1/1 black fungus creature tokens with this creature can't block. We have a Master's Guide Mural. When it enters the battlefield, create a 4/4 white and blue golden artifact creature token. But golem, not golden. You can craft it with an artifact for a lot of stuff to make Master's Manufactory, which you tap it to create a 4/4 golem. Oh wow. Activate only if Master's Manufactory or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control this turn. So that's not something you can just loop unless you're making stuff like treasure tokens or something. A Magmatic Galleon artifact vehicle. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target creature and opponent controls. And whenever one or more creatures your opponents control are dealt excess non-combat damage, create a treasure token. That's pretty useful with trample decks. Just in case people can stop the trample. Tishana's Tidebinder. And a Vampire Demon creature token. Cool. So really not much in those that was any good. Some stuff that I'm interested in personally, but not anything that I would consider very good. A very funny meme card and another very funny meme card with Diamond Pickaxe and Millennium Calendar. Oher Pakpatik, Deepest Touch, pretty good. Owen Grady, pretty good. Hit the Motherlode is the card that you get with the bundle, by the way. You just pay 7 and discover 10, and if it's less than 10, create a number of tap treasure tokens equal to the difference. So basically you're just making 9 treasure tokens if you hit a 1-drop. And life finds a way as well. Right, so here is the big boy, the one that is going to have the absolute least value in it, but they're all going to be shiny. Because I have bought collector's boosters before. I bought a Dungeons and Dragons Baldur's Gate one, and I believe I bought... In fact, no, I think that was it. I think it was just Dungeons and Dragons Baldur's Gate. That was the only one I bought. These things have 15 cards in them instead of 12, and also, they really don't like to be opened, because they're expensive as hell. Like, you were looking at 30 quid for a collector's booster sometimes, depending on the set and what value could be coming out of it. Because obviously, with all of these being foil, because it's for collectors who want all of their cards to look nice, it certainly they certainly don't want these things being tampered with. That's what I was trying to say. So we have a dinosaur token, which flips over to be a treasure token as well. Oh, that's the can from from Jurassic Park. That's cool. The little Barbasol can. That's actually quite a nice little treasure token. I might put that in my deck. Idol of the Deep King, which we had earlier. Vito's Inquisitor. Thousand Moons Crackshot. Again, we had that earlier. Glorifier of Suffering. Which sounds like my ex. Spring-loaded Saw Blades. That's cool. Of course, this set has a lot of like Aztec stuff in it as well, which is why the vampires are all dressed as conquistadors and stuff. But yes, Earthshaker Dreadmaw, a belligerent yearling again, a mountain, which for some reason is in the middle of the set pack, Aquali the Sealing Tower again, an intrepid paleontologist, which taps 1 mana of any colour, Kutzil's Flanker. When it enters the battlefield, choose 1, and this one is not foil, but it is extended art, or is it borderless? I'm not sure which one this one is. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature left the battlefield under your control this turn. You gain 2 life and scry 2. Exile target player's graveyard, and that's with flash for 3. That's not too bad. Tributary Instructor. Mentor. Whenever a creature you control with +1/+1 counter on it dies, draw a card. Sorry, I keep talking. I can't talk right now. This sucks. Here we go. Bonehead Dracosaur. A Bonehorde Dracosaur, sorry. This one's a mythic. Flying first strike. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exile a land card this way, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. If you exile the non-land card this way, create a treasure token. So that is why we got a dinosaur and a treasure token in this set. In this pack, sorry. Cool. And then we have our last one, which is Polani's Hatcher. Other dinosaurs you control have haste. Whenever it enters the battlefield, when Polani's Hatcher enters the battlefield, create 2 0/1 green dinosaur egg creature tokens. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 1 or more eggs, sacrifice an egg and create a 3/3 green dinosaur. That's cool. That is in the Precon Velociraptor deck, I think. Super pretty. I was kind of right though that these don't seem like value cards, but they are certainly very pretty. I also completely missed a card. Savage Order, and this is one of the Jurassic Park cards, and you can see the Spinosaurus trying to kill the T-Rex in there. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature with power 4 or greater. Search your library for a dinosaur creature card, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle it. Gains indestructible until your next turn. That's not too bad. Not the best, but not too bad. I'll sleeve it anyway because it's Jurassic Park. But yeah, that was basically it. I don't see much to be impressed by in this, to be honest. Especially for a collector booster, and how much this thing as a set cost, or costs now. Like I say, I got it a little bit cheaper because it was on pre-sale. Pre-order, sorry. So I'm not too happy, but not unhappy at all, really. Got some stuff that I'm definitely going to use. Got some stuff that's going to have, some value to it as well, I guess, with the blue Oher card. I can't remember the name at all. But yes, I will pack this away, and as I'm doing that, I will say thank you very much for watching. I have been Dogbite, and this has been the only unboxing video I've ever done, really. Apart from, like I mentioned earlier, I did them when I was younger, but we won't talk about that. It's been quite interesting. I am a super big fan of this box, though. It's quite nice. The edges don't seem sealed correctly, and again, I am pretty annoyed about all of those cards being bent in that pack, or curled when they shouldn't be. But yeah, thank you again for watching. I've had a bit of fun doing this. It's quite interesting knowing that this is definitely not something I'm supposed to be doing. So thank you for watching for the 3rd time, I believe. Please consider hitting like if you like this video, and drop a comment as well. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Ixalan, Lost Caverns of Ixalan as a set. Again, I've heard mixed things about it myself. I think the main draw to it was Jurassic Park, and they kind of leaned on that a lot without without delivering on Jurassic Park that much. Like, there are some cool cards that I've seen, but the only stuff that I'm really interested in is like the Ohas and like, I don't know, a couple of the Jurassic Park cards. Like, there's not much to it. Other than that, and like the deck was fun to play that I've got, the pre-con deck. I have it right here actually. The commander is Pantalaza, Sun Favored. So super fun every time you play a dinosaur for the first time on your turn, or at least once a turn. Whenever you play a dinosaur, you get to discover. Super fun to play. I played it against my friend. Dinosaurs goes big really quickly, so I'm pretty happy about that, because that is kind of my playstyle. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think about the set in the comments. Consider hitting subscribe. I normally don't do this kind of content. I will let you know now if you found me through this video. I normally do gaming videos and things like that. Like I mentioned earlier, Portal is just finished, I think, just before this. I've also played Wolfenstein Old Blood and Choo Choo Charles. They're all up on my channel at the minute. I'm still fairly new to this whole YouTube thing. Other than, you know, what I know from having watched a lot of YouTube and watching a lot of YouTubers, and you know, from when I did YouTube as a teenager. But again, we will not talk about that, because those videos are some of the cringiest videos on the website, and they have all been either hidden or deleted by yours truly. So, with all of that said, thank you for the last time for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.